Baby. So look, I want to talk about today the 7 things that you should be thinking about when you're making your web series, a low budget web series. I get this question a lot, and I think it's because of the rise of people who are interested in making web series. Because let's face it, most of you look at YouTube and you like YouTube web series, and I get it. So I think that's one of the reasons why I get this question a lot. So I'm going to tell you 7 things so that you can think about these things in advance before you're doing them. And we're going to do this under 10 minutes. Number 1, you really should be thinking about your location first. And the reason why I say you should be thinking about your location first is there's no need in making a web series with all these big sets and these big grand designs if you don't have a location in mind. Because when you're doing a low budget web series, let's face it, you don't have access to a lot of things that some of the most bigger production houses have. So consider your location first. Lock that down. The second thing you want to do is know your budget. So based on your location, know how much you're willing to spend. I have spent as low as $2,000 and sometimes even lower than that on my web series, and that includes everything. But for the most part, I know what my budget is. Before I start doing anything, I know how much I'm willing to spend. The third thing you want to do is write the script based off your location. Listen, when you are creating a web series, again, you don't want to think about all these amazing sets and all these amazing places if you can't get them, if it's out of your budget. So by doing the first thing I said, which is knowing your location, and 2, knowing your budget, you can 3, write your script based on that. For instance, let's say you have access to your friend's house, okay? You may at first wanted to have 2 or 3 different houses, but now since you know you only have one house because you know your location, you can write your script based on different rooms in a house. There are so many different ways to break down a web series that's in the house. You can film some scenes in the bathroom, the kitchen, the bedroom, outside, in the backyard, in the front yard, on the side of the house. You can even get some scenes in the car. So don't underestimate the power of one location. As a matter of fact, in Hollywood, they pay big money if your story is concrete enough, if you're able to make it done in one location, because you're saving them a lot of money. Number 4, hire your cast based off of your budget and based off the location. So there are a number of places that, you can get actors. You can get them on the website in these groups, in these acting groups and things like that. You can also go to Dragon Unk. Rest his soul, the founder of Dragon Unk passed away, but I believe his website is up and still running. You can even get them on Craigslist. We have done that before. You can get them at the local film agency within your state. So there are a number of ways to get your actors. But be clear when you're hiring your cast that some people are under contract and under the union. So you want to make sure you specify whether or not you are a union production house or not. You want to tell that to them up front, because by participating in your web series, they could be very well going against their contract, and you don't want any part of that. So you want to let them know that up front. And consider whether or not you're going to pay them. Me personally, at Cartel Urban Cinema, we pay everybody. And people, even if it's a little bit of money, number 1, you're showing that you care about people's time, and people tend to show up a little bit more for you if there is something in it in the end, So consider paying people. I know low budget is already hard as it is, but you don't want to compromise that by having a film date and then your actor or actress doesn't show up. That money or that check at the end of the production may be the difference between them showing up or not. So I personally say pay everybody. Even though it's a wonderful opportunity at the end of your project, especially if it's done right, they will be able to have something to concrete to add to their reel. Still, just pay folk. The 5th thing you want to do is you want to make sure you hire your crew. Now, I have been known to do guerrilla. I have filmed, written, shot, edited, did everything, and there are some things that I probably would have outsourced now, like audio, and maybe even get somebody to do my cameras if I can trust them, because there's certain ways that I want to, film a shot sometimes. But in the event your budget allows, please make sure that you hire a crew that's representative of what you want. One of the best things that I wish I know now is really to make sure you really care about sound, because people will forgive the camera quality sometimes, but sound is usually not up for negotiation. So when it's all possible, definitely make sure you put money in the sound. Okay, number 6, get your contract signed. I don't care if it's free or not. Everybody on your set, everybody needs a contract. You want to make sure that not only is that contract signed, but even have it notarized, because you want to have all your issues on there up front. What you're not responsible for, what you are responsible for. We even had our rehearsal times on our contracts. We had that we provide lunch, but in the event that you don't want to eat our lunch because you're on a special diet, to provide your own. Just put all your issues on that contract. Even what happens in the event the contract isn't completed, or if the contract is completed, not the contract, but the project is completed, what happens afterwards? Do they get a copy of it? You want to have all of that listed on your agreement. Do not be like some of these web series creators and go into creating a web series without your contract signed. You will hate yourself later. Final, respect your cast and crew. One of the things that we do at Cartel Urban Cinema, and I'm trying to rush to get this within 10 minutes, but we make sure we take care of our cast and our crew. People are fed, people are safe. We provide stuff like Lysol. We provide stuff like little things that you probably don't think about, like hand wipes. We make sure everybody is taken care of. We even provide a little party sometimes for them at the end of the shoot, so they can see the project that's finished, which is always a lot of fun. So we'd like to make sure that even though it's a low budget, it doesn't have to be a low budget. Make people feel like how you would want to feel if you're filming something. They're giving their time. They're vulnerable to you and your project. They're trusting you with their images. So just show people you respect them by respecting their time, feeding them, making sure you're providing a safe and clean environment for them. So those are the things that you need to be thinking of up front before you film your web series. Do not wait until later. These are very important, and I hope you enjoy this. I'm T Styles from Cartel Urban Cinema, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.